Umar Abdullah and his wife Sameera gave birth to their daughter Noor in fall 2022. Little did they know that amidst all the joy and happiness, something dark and sinister also entered their lives, which would nearly kill them by the following summer. Stay tuned to hear about this gut-wrenching story of how an almost Breaking Bad-like plot unraveled in the life of this loving family. The painting you're seeing is a subtle hint into the mystery. See if you can solve it before we reveal the secret. If you like art with a touch of mystery, you're in the right place. Welcome to Mrs. Arty. Come, be part of us, and put some concentrated H2SO4 on the like button to turn it to helium and watch it rise up in the air till you hear the end of the story. When Noor was born, Umar and Sameera were over the moon. Good wishes poured in from their friends, family, and colleagues. Even their downstairs neighbor visited them with gifts to commemorate this occasion. After months of taking care of their newborn, Umar and Sameera went on a well-deserved vacation to Ohio in June 2023 with their 10-month-old daughter Noor. Upon their return to their apartment in Tampa Bay, Florida, is when things started to go downhill. Upon entering the apartment, they were greeted by a strange smell. It was a mix of some kind of chemicals and paint. Although a little puzzled, Umar and his wife did not bother too much and simply opened the apartment windows. They thought they simply had to combat the Florida heat for a little bit to solve this issue. Sameera lighted a scented candle and soon the smell went away. The family forgot about it, started unpacking and tried to settle in to their daily routine. Next morning, instead of feeling refreshed, they woke up feeling terrible. Umar's headache did not go away. Sameera was so tired she could hardly move, and their daughter started vomiting. They figured that this cannot be just travel fatigue. Something was wrong with them. Perhaps they picked up a bug during the vacation? Whatever it was, finding no other explanation, they decided to simply rough it out until it passed. But it didn't. Days passed, and the symptoms were not only there, they intensified. 1 week after their return, Umar, still dealing with the headache, entered the bedroom in the morning. The scene in front of him sent a cold shiver down his spine. Their daughter has lost all her hair and has gone completely bald overnight. Panicking, they started Googling. Google offered them a wide range of explanations. All of them were extremely scary. Although they did not get any conclusive information, they were certain it was not normal, and their continual headache and lethargy and vomiting has something to do with this. As Sameera called the pediatrician, Umar went to take a shower, hoping his headache would go away or at least die down so that he can deal with his daughter's health. As he stepped into the shower and started rubbing shampoo in his hair, Umar got the second chilling surprise of his day. Instantly, he lost a big clump of his hair. He realized that whatever was happening to their daughter was actually happening to all of them. And they suddenly realized it has to be related to the smell that they caught when they entered the apartment a week back. But what could it be? Could it be that there was some gas leak? Or some mold? They immediately called their landlord. The landlord informed them not to worry, they will get to the bottom of this issue very soon. He promptly sent people from the gas company to check leaks. Despite best efforts, they found nothing. The landlord, more determined than ever, sent some people to check for molds. There were none. Perhaps it was freon leaking from the AC? The landlord sent an HVAC team. Somewhat predictably, they found nothing either. Desperate, Umar called the fire department, which sent out a full hazmat team. They also did not find anything. Meanwhile, the family were 2 weeks into this ordeal. They developed a new and terrifying symptom: shortness of breath. Just walking from their drawing room to bedroom felt like an uphill battle. Well, as the famous Harvey Specter once said, when your backs are against the wall, you need to break the goddamn thing down. One morning, Umar caught that smell again, somewhat stronger than ever. However, rather than backing away from it, he faced it head on. Like a bloodhound, he kept smelling it, trying to get to the source of the smell. He went past the kitchen, he went past the hallway, all the way to the front door. At the bottom of the door, he discovered something that he did not see before: a small hole at the bottom of the door. Despite the headache, Umar could feel a cold stream of blood running through his spine when a sudden realization hit him. He consulted his wife and they devised a plan. They hid a camera inside the potted plant in front of their door. Then they waited. 2 days later, the smell returned. They promptly picked up the camera and started checking it. Upon seeing the footage, Umar immediately called 911 to call the police, and then the whole family left for the hospital. The police, when they came, instead of going to Umar's apartment, went to the one immediately downstairs. Remember the neighbor downstairs who visited Umar and Sameera when Noor was born? It was his apartment. His name was Xuming Li, a quiet, married and well-behaved chemistry PhD student. Ever since Noor was born, Xuming started complaining about the noise to Umar and Sameera. Every little bit of noise bothered him. The toilet flushing, the chair scraping, or even the new parents walking on the floor set him off. He even once called the police on them, which, quite frankly, is unbelievable. What Umar and Sameera's camera captured was Xuming injecting some deadly chemical into their door and then casually leaving. Being a chemistry student, he was well equipped to know what would work best, and he opted for a deadly mixture of methadone, hydrocodone, and other poisonous chemicals. He did this for a full month. The authorities informed Umar that they perhaps would not have made it if they inhaled this chemical a while longer. After 3 months, Umar's family made a full recovery. Amazingly, Xuming was reported to China before he was prosecuted, so the case remains open. However, he will be immediately arrested if he sets foot in the United States. In this painting, a single eye sits inside a cardboard box fixed on a closed blue door. But this is no ordinary eye. It is the camera planted by Umar and Sameera silently watching their neighbor. Twisting serpents coil around the doorway, symbolizing the poison the neighbor had injected into their lives. This image captures a tense battle of observation and betrayal, a family forced to watch and protect themselves from an unseen menace right next door. Thanks for watching.